Guys, not here from godlikeproductions.com. Here's my second part of the rituals and movies connected to the 45th day of the year 214. So, a movie was released on 4/10 about a world currency being installed by a black female US president and a terrorist attack on the G20 summit, which reinforces her plan to install the one world digital currency. It was called G20. G20 spelled out equals 684114. Digital currency equals 1014. The president's family's names are Danielle Sutton, Derek Sutton. They both have the same exact value. And Demetrius, the son, equals 684 as well. So Danielle Sutton, Derek Sutton, and Demetrius all equals 684, and Demetrius equals 114, like G20 and digital currency. Serena Sutton equals 1026. Danielle Sutton equals 1026. President Sutton equals 219. Derek Sutton equals 912. Order equals 219. This is important because it's a very order out of chaos message. Danielle, the president, equals 104, and her husband Derek equals 104 in Simple Gematria, same as the release date that the movie came out. G20 is 7. G equals 7, so it's 720. So 7 times 2 equals 14, or 140. 14 equals 104, same as the date it came out. USA president equals 684, just like the three values of the three family names. Terrorists equals 684. Two separate times in the movie, people make a joke about how the president isn't Captain America because she tries to be all badass, but two different people make jokes about how she's not Captain America. Captain America equals 684 and 114. Her one world digital currency plan is called the Together plan. Remember that word together in the previous video. It's a very important word. Don't know why they're using it so much, but that's the key word they've been using. So it's called the Together plan and equals 846141. Her bodyguard instates the Broken Arrow protocol, screaming Broken Arrow during the initial chaos. Broken Arrow equals 840/140. Protocol equals 846. Her bodyguard's name is Manny Ruiz, which equals 846141, like Together plan. An old white man following the president around, antagonizing her throughout the movie, ends up getting saved by her and escapes in the Beast limousine. And his name is Oliver, which equals 864 and 486. He gets into a car accident. Car accident equals 486. And it happens from an explosion. Explode equals 486. World War equals 684. Trump card equals 684. The tower equals 684, which is the tarot trump card that represents the destruction of the old order. New world equals 684. New money equals 147 and 684. The trump card equals 147. Critical timing equals 147. Master builder equals 147. Cryptocracy equals 147, which is the hidden powers of the government. Accelerationism equals 147, which is a philosophy that drives a lot of government powers to just force progress, just for the sake of accelerating progress as fast and as powerfully as possible. The new world equals 147. The enemy is named, the guy who leads the terrorists is named Edward Rutledge, 147. Corporal Edward Rutledge equals 1470. Edward equals 330, another magic number. He executes an Australian Prime Minister named Lowe, which equals 330. Edward came from a company called Pax, which is 41, same as the release date, 410, and USA equals 41. USA is the enemy, they are saying by saying the PAX that hires the terrorists is the same value as USA. They are the hidden enemy, but they also are the hidden hero. They are both the chaos and the order. Edward Rutledge says a very carefully executed and hypnotically placed speech split into 3 small parts. The last part, he says, is tomorrow we will awaken to a brand new world. A reference to Brave New World, Captain America, Brave New World. That equals 2790. The number represents the order's evolution. The order is 9 and the evolution is 7. And the 2 represents the relationships. So it represents the evolution of the order within the relationships that make up that evolving order. It's an address to everyone and their due diligence to evolve, to go with the flow for the sake of the new order. 214 equals 972. Spelled out. 214 equals 972. Just like tomorrow we will awaken to a brand new world equals 2790. Awaken equals 330. Tomorrow equals 137, which is the 33rd prime. Tomorrow we will awaken equals 5141 Hebrew. Edward Rutledge equals 1415, which is 5141 backwards. The guy on the inside who sold out the president, his name was Darden, 276, which is like Agent Ruiz, who is also 726. The 6th phase of the 726 is the same as 279, which is also, so 369. If you see the 3, 6, and 9s next to the same number, like say 20, you see 27.3 or 27.6 or 27.9. The 369 represents the whole transformational process. So when you see 369 represented in various ways next to 27 or 72, that represents the whole transformational process of the human soul and the human civilization as together as a whole unit, because that's what 72 or 27 represents. It represents the relationships within the evolving order. Okay, so the 372 part is represented by Serena, the daughter, whose name is 372, and Danielle, the mom, the president, who's also 372 in English Gematria. Chaos equals 276. Remember, just like Darden, the guy who opened the door for the terrorists to get in. Tomorrow we will awaken equals 1656 and 276, just like Captain America Brave New World and Munich Security Conference. Remember, the phrase the enemy said was, tomorrow we will awaken to a brand new world. Tomorrow we will awaken is 276, just like Captain America, and then he says to a brave new world, a reference to Captain America's brand new world, a reference to Captain America's Brave New World. Sorry. So this ties, blah, blah, blah. Edward is also 55. That's the name of the lead terrorist. Satan equals 55. So that movie came out, G20 came out on 4/10, which is 55 days from 2/14. The first part of the speech, tomorrow we will awaken to a brand new world, is the second part of the speech, I think. The first part of the speech, he says, if we act now, which equals 2014. There's 214 and 714 and 119. And remember his name, both versions of his full name, Corporal Edward Rutledge, equals 147. And if we act now, the first part of his speech equals 214 and 714 and 119, 911. Then he pauses and says, together. So he says, if we act now, together. So act equals 104 and 144. 144 also represents time. Time equals 144. And this is a big statement about time, acting now. So he says together with emphasis. Remember, that was the word in big bold letters on the back of the screen behind the president in Captain America. And the name of her plan is the Together Plan. And this guy saying this speech, the enemy equals 55, and it's been 55 days from 214. Okay. He says, if we act now together equals 217. And from 214 to 410, it equals, if we act now together equals 1302 and 217. So from 214 to 410 is 1320 hours. Just like the 1302 value I just told you. And that's also 1 month and 27 days. Just like the 217 value I just told you of the first part of his speech. It's also 79,200 minutes, which is a variation of the 792 like I told you about earlier. So her bodyguard is also referred to as Agent Ruiz, which equals 942 and 121. This is important. Ruiz equals 74. There are 12 weeks and 1 day from this movie 410 to 74, America's 249th birthday. And Agent Ruiz equals 12-1 and 942, which is 249 backwards. And Ruiz equals 74. So on 7-4, which is the value of Ruiz, America turns 249, which is the Hebrew value of Ruiz, 942 backwards. And from the release date of that movie to 7-4 is 12 weeks, 1 day, which is the other value of Agent Ruiz. His first name is Manny, which equals 402 and 67. And 214 to 410 is 7 weeks and 6 days. And 402, I believe, is a reference to Liberation Day, 4/2, when Trump started the tariff plan. Not to mention, 4 weeks and 2 days from 410 is May 10th, which equals 684. That's also 720 hours, like G20 represents 720. 314 also equals 684. The Pi Day eclipse, total lunar eclipse ritual, which was 648 hours from 410. So there's a big part of the movie where the terrorists get all of the world leaders at the G20 summit to say a pangram, which is a statement that has all of the letters of the alphabet in it, so that they can calibrate an AI to do a deepfake of their voice and their face, make them saying something that they're not really saying. The pangram was, that quick beige fox jumped in the air over each thin dog. Look out, I shout, for he's foiled you again, creating chaos. That's the whole phrase. And it equals 1029, which, like I said earlier, is the value of President Sutton and Derek Sutton are 219 and 912, and order equals 219. So they said creating chaos is the last part of that. And the same week this movie came out, there was a whole video about how all throughout the news and all the mainstream media, they were saying chaos. This is the time of chaos. We're in a chaotic time. That word is the fucking trigger word that they've been using like for the past couple of weeks, and they're pushing it like, because this is chaos, like all of the tariff policy and the Pope dying. But anyway, so out of this chaos is going to come this new world order, digital currency, I believe, or at least something, you know. They're creating the chaos. It says creating chaos. That means they're creating the chaos, because this coincided with a bunch of mainstream media saying he's creating chaos. Trump is creating chaos. Hope you're following. Hope I'm not too schizo for this. Anyway, the terrorist forced all the leaders to say that, blah, blah, blah. And then it showed his crypto account going from 960 something to 216 something. 96 is, you know, the 96 laws of the lunar realm, which is the lunar realm before the mineral kingdom, which is the 192 laws. And 216, like I said, equals 6 times 6 times 6. So the guy, the white guy I mentioned earlier, who got in a car crash, equals 1056. And he's doing a video call with people outside on a laptop, and in the corner of the laptop it says laptop 42B. That spelled out, laptop 42B equals 1560, just like the guy speaking on that laptop equals 1056. The access code that the terrorist wrote to get in, to let people into the conference, because he's also the security, was 7453. When multiplied, 7 times 4 times 5 times 3 equals 420. And remember, critical time equals 420. And he was on laptop 42B, and Ruiz equals 402, or Manny equals 402. And 4/2 was Liberation Day. 4/2 was 192 hours from 4/10, the release date of G20. And remember, the biggest number from this movie was 684, and 6 times 8 times 4 equals 192. Thanks for listening. I got more coming on the way. Hopefully it's not too chaotic for you to understand. Seek clarity with love.